Hello and welcome to this series where we cover how to use chaos practically for our games. So we're going to take a look at how to do a destructible jug, something that you'd see in like the Zelda franchise where the player can smash open jugs and collect coins or gems from inside of them. So we're going to start off this first episode by looking at the fracture tool and how we can fracture apart a jug model. Now if you want to use the same model that I'm using, feel free to click on the link below in the description to download the model as well. So I've brought in my gem and my jug meshes, the links of which I've left in the description below, so help yourself to download these meshes. And I've also applied the material of our gem to the gem itself. If you want to see how I made these materials, feel free to check out the video again, which I've linked in the description below. But ultimately, all we have here are just our mesh and our mesh for our gem and mesh for our jug. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to create the destructible jug. So what we're going to do is need to drag out our jug here. And what we're going to do is change it from selection mode down to fracture. This will allow us to fracture it into pieces. So what we're going to do is first of all create a geometry collection. This is the actual asset that gets broken apart. So click on new when you've got the jug selected. And it'll ask you where you want to save it. And we'll call it GCSM jug. We'll keep it like that. Create geometry collection, and there it is. Now once we've made the geometry collection, we want it to be fractured. So we're going to go down here to our fracture settings, and you've got different types of fracturing that you may want to use. I'm going to keep it simple and do a uniform fracture. Set that and you'll see a preview of what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to hit on the fracture button, and that's it. It's broken it apart now. You can see here it's broken into 17 bones or 17 pieces. And I'm going to hit a fracture again, and it'll divide them up again randomly for us. Okay, and I think that'll do. I think we'll leave it like that. So once I've done that, we're going to cancel this, and we're going to change back from fracture mode to selection mode. And there is our fractured jug. Once fractured, if we were to drop this onto our scene with a simulate button, it will break. But as you can see, it's not a very good break. We want it to like shatter. So what we do is we change the damage thresholds it can take. Now, damage thresholds you'll find in the details panel. You can scroll down and you'll find damage threshold 0, 1, and 2. And these refer to the levels. So it will take, what's that, 500,000 to break the first level, and then going down in increments to 50,000 and then 5,000. So I'll make these a lot smaller. So I'm going to change this one here at top to 5,000, this one to 500, and then this one to 50. So now, when I drop this from a height, it will shatter. Now, if you don't want it to shatter, obviously from a drop height or a specific height, you just adjust these values however you like. But we're going to keep ours on the floor, and it's not going to really do anything until we break into it. Now, if you don't want to show the colors of the bones, that's this multicolored look. You can find that on here on the right as well by going to show bone colors and turning that off. And there is our jug. So that's the jug asset, but we need to make those damage thresholds permanent for the entire geometry collection. And also we want it to fade away. So we're going to go and double click on our GCSM jug rest collection. And in here, we're going to change our damage thresholds to match what we've discovered what we want. So let me just do that. 5,550. And then I'm going to go to the removal section. And it'd be easier if I just search for it. Removal. There we go. And we'll do remove on sleep. And what this does, it will make the pieces disappear eventually as they fade away. Right? So if they stand still, they'll fade away. So sleep min and max is 5 to 10 seconds. So that's how long they have to be asleep for. The removal duration is how long it's going to take for it to be removed completely. And then we want it to be slow moving as sleeping. So when it stops moving as much, we want it to be considered to be asleep. And then we have the velocity threshold, which determines whether or not it is moving. So I'm going to change the threshold here up a bit to, let's say, 250. And I'll keep the rest of it as is. Because what we want to see is we want to see the jug pieces disappear slowly once they've broken. Because you don't want these pieces lingering around forever. There you go. You can start seeing them all fading away. Okay. So there you go. That is how we fracture an object and get a geometry collection. In the next episode, we're going to go through and showcase how we change the collision profiles of the debris as it falls to the ground, so we don't get it colliding or clipping with the player character. You can watch the next episode right now on patreon.com/Ryan Laley. You can find that video plus many others available to all patrons who donate from just $1 a month. A massive thank you to all the patrons and YouTube members who are supporting the channel. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you all in the second part.